John Caple, a partner at Comvest Partners, to discuss distressed equities. John, tell us a little bit about what you do and what areas of distressed equity your firm deals in.
Sure, I'm a partner with Comvest Partners. We have two actual businesses. One is a control equity business that I spend most of my time in. We also have a lending business, lending to companies. So we can play both the debt and the equity sides of the transactions.
And lately you've been involved in some grocery deals. So deals are an interesting phenomenon in the grocery business. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So about 3-4 years ago, we found a business called Hagen. It's a grocery retailer in Washington State. We really spent, frankly, the last 3 years transforming the business into a higher-end grocery retailer. Think of it as you can go to one place and get everything you might get at Whole Foods, but also at your traditional grocery store. And then recently, as you know, Safeway and Albertsons merged. As part of that merger, they needed to divest themselves of about 170 stores. We bought 146 of those stores, and so we're now going to be one of the largest grocery retailers in the West Coast, north of $3 billion in sales, which we're really excited about.
And what brand will those be?
They're all going to be under the Hagen brand. So Hagen, which used to just be in Washington State, is now going to be in Washington, Oregon, California, Arizona, and Nevada. So we're pretty excited about that.
And what do you see as the demand situation in grocery stores? Is it high-end and Walmart, or what is it?
You know, that's a great question. So, 30 years ago, Walmart entered the grocery business. 30 years ago, a grocery store was a grocery store, pretty much. And when Walmart entered the grocery business, we've all seen this happen, they took about 1/3 of the market over the period of the last 20 years. And what they've done is really they've taken the price-focused customer away. So who's left? Well, it's more of a high-end customer. And so as you've seen the rise of Walmart, you've also seen the rise of Whole Foods and New Seasons and Sprouts, as well as some of the higher-end regional players like a Wegmans or a Publix down here. And so you've seen this real bifurcation of the grocery industry where shoppers are now either going to a store for price, and it's not just Walmart there anymore, it's Winco and it's Aldi and some other concepts like that. And then at the high end, you're seeing folks really shopping more for things other than just price. So they go to a Hagen store to buy local produce, to buy other local products they couldn't get somewhere else, to get better service, to get those things as opposed to just raw price.
And how much do you see phenomena like the locavore movement, local foods, organic, those kinds of things? Is that a big part of what's driving this?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and there's various ones, right? So it started with organic, and gluten-free is the new one. Local is clearly important. I think people are getting much more in tune with the food they eat. They want to be healthier. It's a huge phenomenon. It's not going to stop. Whether it's organic or gluten-free, I'm sure there's going to be something that's next. A food retailer that's really focused on that and can focus on the local differences in food, I think, has a real advantage. Food is more localized than you'd sort of think it is. As an American, maybe you think everyone, eats Cheetos and drinks Diet Coke. They don't. If you go to individual locations, it's actually fairly different. And so as an example, in the state of Washington, people there are big seafood eaters. We specialize in sockeye salmon and Copper River salmon. When the first Copper River salmon comes down the river, we'll literally go meet that first boat at the dock and buy out the whole first boat. So we're the first ones that have Copper River salmon. Safeway can't do that because they're so focused on what they're doing globally. We can be very focused on what's going on locally and what the people there want.
And are there existing grocery stores in the middle that are subject, sort of the potential for distress?
Yeah, no, I think they are. Look, you've seen that happen. You've seen that happen over time to a lot of them, whether it be Winn-Dixie here in Florida, who got exactly that. They got squeezed between Walmart in the low end and Publix on the high end. I think both Kroger and then the new Safeway-Albertsons merger, they're both struggling to how do they move to the higher end because they know that in the middle they really can't survive. So I think there's no doubt that that's something going on, and we're going to continue to see traditional retailers that haven't been able to move themselves get themselves into trouble.
Well, John, thank you so much for the insights. Very interesting.
You bet. Thank you.
You.
Appreciate it.